You are listening to AM Thunder, the official pay-per-view review show of Kayfabe Talk Radio. And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bones. Welcome everyone to KTR Presents AM Thunder. I am Eric the Red, joined along with, as always,
Mr. Bones.
A little fashionably late.
Yeah, shit happens.
Well, to be fair, you did cram fucking like 6 to 7 hours worth of wrestling in, a certain amount of time, so.
Don't give me sympathy, I'm the heel. I'm a heel, Bubby.
Alright, then fuck you.
I didn't show up because I didn't want to. I don't give a shit about the fans.
I don't care about the product.
I don't care about the product. Don't shit to me. I hate it all. Those flipping spot monkeys.
Yeah, but on the shoot side, it was a shit ton of wrestling this week.
Oh my god. A lot of it was good.
Can't say there was a lot of bad, actually. Sometimes you would think, but, So anyway, we're gonna do this in like a half here. We're gonna try to fit majority of the show with Final Battle, and then toward the end, we're going to just go through a speed review of Clash of Champions. So, we start off with Ring of Honor's Final Battle 2017 from Hammerstein Ballroom in New York.
If we could fit in NXT, I want to talk one match in particular I kind of want to talk about.
Okay, from this past week, right?
From this past week.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, we all know they're setting up the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship.
Yes.
The match that we both know was fucking fantastic was Aleister Black and
Adam Cole. Yep.
Holy fuck, that match. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, right. I will say, like, for a while I was thinking, like, is Adam Cole's run here, like, worth it? Is it, like, is he... Because he was really lackluster, and I understand, like, there's a lot of moves he couldn't do. Like, he can't do the Canadian Destroyer anymore. Like, there's a lot of things he can't do anymore. So it's like, okay, what else you giving him? You giving him the stupid Shining Wizard as a finish, but and some of his matches were kind of mediocre. This one, it just clicked. I think a lot of it had to do with Aleister because of how good he is. And to be honest with you, this show is what, on Thursday, like Wednesday night. I watched it on Thursday, and it's already like 5 days went by, and so I already like forgot most of the spots that had happened in some of the match. But obviously Aleister won, and I think the 4-way is supposed to be him, Killian Dane, Johnny Gargano, and I don't want to give spoilers out for those that are gonna watch NXT tomorrow, but yeah, so. You should be seeing that Fatal 4-Way probably in maybe 2 weeks or so.
No, well, there was a lot of there was good amount of high spots, usual stuff, but just the way it was done, where he's just there was good storytelling where he was just pounding at him.
Right.
Fucking with him. Like you could see and the announcers were great because they're like, don't poke the fucking bear, and it was just, like Alistair just sold it perfectly because you could see him like kind of seething with anger, like that he's fucking with him, and the the perfect like cap off was the fact that he was just like he hit him, and then he's just like yeah, what you got, what you got, and he just hits him like he just kicks him with the fucking black mask. And
Yeah.
that was the perfect cap off. That was like, yeah, wouldn't you see somebody like that's such a fucking show offy asshole like him do that, like completely let his guard down and get fucking cracked right in the face.
Oh yeah, and he sold it well. Like he sold it like he fucking just got shot.
There was a lot of strikes in this, which was great. A lot of spinning kicks and fucking just overall just. I remember the one spot where he jumped off the rope and he fucking just kicked him right in the fucking face and he was like done, like he was out like a fucking light.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, I thought it was a very good match.
I thought it was a good show too. I mean, like that one thing. Like I know, like I feel like they could have went live or they could have went an hour and a half, but it's to use like a taping that they already did, which was a good show to begin with. It's just to me it would have had more of a buzz, but the rating I found out they did, it was like 840,000 views. Which, for NXT, is really fucking good, considering maybe not even 15-20% of, or maybe even that, just that, no more than 30 total percent that own the WWE Network even watch NXT, and like 15% of the people that watch WWE do not watch NXT. So for them to do that, to get those ratings are really good. They fucking slaughtered what Impact normally does.
No, and NXT, it's sad because the developmental for WWE is better than the main brand for Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. That's incredibly sad. And the company that was years ago was the number two. In a lot of eyes, it's still number two, but in a different manner. I think I like NXT. I think it's a good brand. I've been watching it a little bit more than I have. I was like, you're seeing a lot of good wrestling. It's just, I think we mentioned this before. It's it is kind of hard to watch because it just for the fact that because of the main brands being kind of mediocre, it sucks because they have all this free range when they're in NXT and in the developmental, and then all their characters get pretty much like assassinated as soon as they join the main roster.
The problem with NXT are two things. One, I haven't been a fan, me personally, just because, you and I, we go to our spot on Wednesdays most of the time, and it's like, I don't get to watch NXT live. By the time I go watch it, it's like a Thursday or a Friday, and I'm like blowing through it because I don't have the time through to work, or I'm on the train watching it. So it's kind of like I don't get time to really digest the show, and I feel bad because I like NXT, but it's just, you watch fucking 3 hours of Raw on a Monday, 2 hours of SmackDown on a Tuesday, Ring of Honor, you watch an hour of that on a Monday night, when Lucha was around, I was watching that shit, like, immediately. So it's like, and then, like, 205 I try to give some time to, because it's been pretty good. It's like, it's too much fucking wrestling. And even Japan, like, when Japan decides, oh, we're gonna do I don't know what kind of accent that is, but they're like, oh, we're gonna do, a show a day, like we're baseball. It's like, oh, God, enough. Like, come on, man. I know you don't
I
give a
know.
fuck about the other companies, but Jesus.
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy. It is a lot of wrestling, but
yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's good wrestling.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I would
it
say
is.
I would say the to be honest, I think I've been more happy just skipping. Like I'll watch like a side review of a lot of like the like SmackDowns and Raws when I'll catch it like towards like a go home, like the week of a go home. But then I'll for the most part, if if I have nothing better to do, I'll watch it. But if I'm out doing shit, I'm not gonna watch it
Oh
because
yeah,
it's
like
the product for WWE is kind of
hit or
a
miss.
joke
It's
in comparison to the
it's hit
rest.
or miss, man. You know, I mean, like for instance, like if I had work, like if I have work on like a Monday or a Tuesday, 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna watch Raw or SmackDown. Like you need to give me something really to do on a Monday or Tuesday night, or where it's not. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I gotta stay home and watch Raw or whatever. Nah, I mean like fucking maybe 10 years, not even 10 years, like 12 years ago, sure I would have done that, but now, nah. If I don't have the chance to, I'm not gonna watch Raw or SmackDown. I can miss a couple weeks, or watch it on YouTube and like get like what I want to see out of it through like fucking a bunch of 10-minute clips.
Yeah, or even that, just like listen to a review for the week.
Yeah, like I'll listen to like the podcast like Don Tony Kevin Castle, or I'll listen to like whatever the fuck Soup when they talk about it, because they do like full on like pay-per-view reviews sometimes, or they'll sometimes when they feel like it go through like a breakdown of the show, and it's like sometimes I'd rather just do that, hear someone talk about it, because one, it's a little more entertaining to hear outside in opinions as opposed to people going,
This is
wow,
great.
this is
Wow, what a great
amazing.
match.
What a great match. This is unbelievable. And then it's just like 5 to 10 people in the audience are sitting there like, what the fuck are we watching? And and on that note, for before anyone's like, oh, you motherfucker, trust me, it's not a thing where I'm like, I was like, thinking for this months and ahead. Impromptu, very all of a sudden, tonight with my pops, I'm going to SmackDown, and I'm hoping for a decent enough show. I mean, so it's.
I mean, I'm Clash of Champion. We'll get into this later, but it was actually a pretty good pay per view, all things considered.
I will say it was a good pay per view for the wrong reasons, but when we get into it, we'll get into it. Yeah. So let's jump in the final battle, because I don't.
This guy was here.
Yeah. So this guy, my co-host here, was at Final Battle. And before we break down the matches, please, for all the listeners, break down your experience. I know you had told me, but, go ahead and tell the listeners.
When we got there, there was no line outside because they had just opened the doors. When we went downstairs, by God Almighty, the line for autographs was around it was literally everybody in the place went downstairs and just got autographs, and they went right for the Bullet Club and Marty Scurll. We went down. They said I was the last guy online to get Marty Scurll, so I went online first because they said he was gonna be wrapping up. But the guy told me to go for like the other, like the non-Bullet Club guys. But I was like, oh, what? But Marty Scurll's leaving, so I went right on the line, and then I missed out on the Best Friends and the T-Tone and Dragon Lee, which sucked. But I mean, I was like, I I was getting autographs for you and me, and I was like, which one would you rather? Would you rather the CML guys and the best friends, or would you rather um, Marnie Skrull? So, I mean, it's that, it kind of sucks. I do want to, like, I would have liked to have met them. So I go on the line. I made a full poster of Final Battle. I had everybody on it. I go up to Marty. Marty's fucking cool. He's a really nice guy. He's still fucking doing the fucking, well, the laugh. Like, I think that is his actual laugh. Like, he was, so pro with it. Like, everything was just like one, like, solid motion with everything he did. Like, his signing, I didn't even see his hand really move. Like, it was just like a fucking, like, little, like, swoosh through the thing, and he was done. He gets up. He's looking over the poster. He's like, yeah, that's fucking fantastic. Yada yada yada. He is. He gets up, tells me to, like, send him the picture of the poster on Twitter. See, he really wanted, like, he wanted to keep the picture, or, like, have it so he could look at it. And then we take a picture. I go off the line. I go over to Jay Lethal. Jay's cool. Well, he's a little more stoic. Like, he was very, he was more reserved. He was cool. And then, by God, he was still in fucking character. Dalton Castle. Castle was a hoot and a half. he was the most energetic, the guy that, like, seemed like he was having the most fun, like, with the fans. He was fantastic. I would say if you ever go for, like, autographs, I would go to him first, because he was like I can't explain it. He was just such a fun person to be around, and he was just, like, riffing on everybody and everything. And then after that, we were online for a good 20 minutes trying to get to the Young Bucks, and credit to them, those motherfuckers signed for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then they kept going even beyond that, and until they, like, had every single person that was on that line got an autograph.
Nice.
It was crazy, because you were in the line for a while, and like, you would go up to them and you would think, oh yeah, they'd be kind of annoyed, they'd have to be doing this for as long as they were. They were fine. They were. I after a while, I would think I would have fucking carpal tunnel. And they, as soon as you get up to them, they're like, "Oh, we're sorry about the long wait, yada yada yada." I'm like, "Dude, don't worry about it. I think the exact words I said was like, "Oh yeah, you guys kick ass. It's fine." We took pictures. They actually took their time to, like, make sure every single person had, like, a cool moment with them, rather than just, like, take pictures, sign my autograph, get the fuck out of the line. Like, it was actually like a pretty pretty good moment, and to have, and then to this day I'm still blown away by the reaction they had with the poster. It's just like, oh, they, like, on the poster I have the Young Bucks doing a super kicks. I, like, kind of showing off, and I have Hangman Page look, like, kind of, like, pointing over to them, like, kind of distastefully, and their reaction to the poster was like, yeah, look at he was I think it was Matt, you said to Adam, and he was like, yeah, look at your fucking face. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I had enough of these show off motherfuckers.
Yeah. For those curious, I'm actually adding that picture in the on the YouTube stream. So for those who are listening exclusively on YouTube, Yeah, here you go. There's the poster. Try to center frame, and there you go.
Yeah, it was a really good moment. Like it was a fun moment. Uh, we got to meet we got to meet a whole bunch of people. The only problem is if anyone ever does go like do that, uh, make sure you get on the line early because we're doing the autographs for such a long time. We ended up missing the Osprey Taven match, which sucked. But um, I mean, in a way, it was worth it to get the autographs. It sucks because you do pay a lot of money to get like the seat so you can watch the matches. But for the most part, I got to see everything past that.
Well, you know what? You know what, man? I understand how you feel, sort of, because like when I was at NXT a few months ago, I missed the matches for the taping for the Wednesday tapings. I pretty much missed Pete Dunne, which was one of the reasons why I was looking forward to that time. And then like the Cien Almas Johnny Gargano match. So, like, I didn't walk in that building and see a match till, like, Sanity and Altars of Pain. So, it's like, when you're there for a 7-match card or whatever, and you got to see 4, yeah. So, it does stink.
Wait, what happened with that?
Alright. For only... I told you what happened, but long story short, I was trying to figure out what was going on with the ticket, and so I was trying to, you know, I don't want to say on here.
I got you.
Yeah. You get where I'm going with this. So basically, me and CZW Pete actually were, you know, hanging out in the meantime, and like all of a sudden we were like, fuck, we gotta like get inside now. Like we're spending too much time out here. So like when we go outside, when we go in, by the time we get in there and I get upstairs, it's already like fucking Altars of Pain are already on their way out. So, you know, I missed like the 3 matches. And for you, I actually looked on the results for Final Battle. You and Chrissy actually missed 3 of them. They did 2 openers, and then they did which was sounded meh. And then to be honest, and then you missed the Osprey Taven match.
Huh? Okay, so there was
2 pre-show. There was 2 pre-show matches.
Okay. Who's wrestling?
All right, so we had the Dogs of Rhett Titus and Will Ferrara defeating Delirious and Cheeseburger.
Okay.
I mean,
it's fine. I don't know.
Personally, Delirious I like, and you would have liked to seen him live. I could guarantee you that. But, you know, it could be another time. Next match on that pre-show was Jonathan Gresham against Josh Woods. Again, not really. I mean, it's for the point of you paid to see these matches. You know, so from that perspective, but I mean, it's not you still got to see majority of the card, so. But so anyway.
But to be honest, like any person that ever goes to a Ring of Honor show, just make sure you get on the line early, because I wanted to do that, and you know. If you've ever brought a woman to any type of thing, you'll understand where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
God, if she better not listen to this, she'll kill me.
I'm glad any woman I ever brought to a wrestling show, they were always on time. Like I'm pretty thankful for that.
No, we had to get extra shit, and then we were on time. We got in right as they were opening the doors, so everybody was already inside by the time we were going in. So it was like 7. We were in there at like 7 o'clock on the dot. So, but when we went in, there was already a ton of people that were already on the line upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah,
So we missed the
yeah.
line to get in, but we went right in and got to get the autographs, and that was where we got hit.
Well, yeah. Well, you gotta remember,
Yep.
dude. Those motherfuckers have been there hanging out since like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, no,
Trust
I
me
knew
on
that. I knew that, but
So that as long next time, I guess the best time to go is not get there 7 on the dot. Get there like at least 6:30, the latest.
yeah,
If
that's
it's a 9
that's what
o'clock,
I thought.
if it's a 9 o'clock bell time, get there like 6:30. But I'm gonna ask you this before we do start reviewing here, and then you could fill in some pieces live during the match when we talk during the matches. So where was like the meet and greet? Was it on like that floor where the Hammerstein
No, it's
is?
downstairs. When you go into the Manhattan Center, there's a there's an underpass like underneath, and then there's like a whole bunch of there's a whole basement area, and that's where they held it. And it was a large area where they had the tables set up.
Oh, okay. I don't think I ever was down there.
Yeah, it's actually the way they did it was really well done. Like they got everybody, they funneled everybody that wanted to go to the meet and greet, go downstairs. You go on the line. I got to see so many fucking custom belts. I saw the people bought the IWGP belt. They brought the Ring of Honor belt. I saw a couple of TV titles.
Nice.
It was one schmuck that was dressed up as John Cena.
Well, I got a funny story, ironically, in that same building, about that. But, yeah, that happens.
Alright, so when we got in, we went downstairs, we did all the autographs, and she had to go use the bathroom, and then by the time we started going up the stairs, we heard, Matt Taven! Yeah, and we were like, yeah, you won. We got to our seats, which I think I asked the ring announcer or somebody. But I was asking somebody else, and then he just interrupted. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think your seats are right over there." And we went out. A couple guys were sitting in our seats. I think they just kind of moved down so they could get a better spot. So everybody switched up. We got our seats. They moved. They were nice about it. We sat down. We had a couple schmucks that were behind us that I wanted to I kind of wanted to do a Briscoe spot on them because they were pissing me off so much. But for the most part, it was a fantastic experience. If anyone's never gone to a live event, I would go with Ring of Honor or an indie show before I go WWE. Just because of the experience.
NXT, I highly recommend. I highly recommend an NXT takeover. But indie shows, I'm gonna say more so. But that quick story about the guy dressed as Cena. When I was at a TNA taping, when they were actually upstairs in the Grand Ballroom in the Manhattan Center, there's a guy dressed as when I was doing the meet and greet shit, and it was it wasn't too many stars. I think it was Al Snow. It was Mike Knox, Crazy Steve, Tigre Uno, Bram, Magnus, and then Rockstar Spud. And then by the time I got towards Rockstar Spud, there's this clown dressed as Cena, and and the people around him were booing the guy, chanting Cena sucks. Rockstar Spud, no lie, just gets up on his chair and just yells and looks straight at the guy dressed as Cena. Wrong company, dickhead!
They said that exact same thing with Butcher the Fan. He was decked out in full Cena gear, and he had the spinner belt.
It could have been the same guy.
Probably was.
Could have been the same guy. I mean,
why would you dress up? You know, he was just trying to get a reaction.
Hey man, it's the same. It's like the same people that like for a while when like in WWE when like Sting was not a part of that company, they would just go to WWE shows dressed as like Sting, or even like when Hogan was in TNA or Flair was in TNA, they would dress up as Hogan and Flair. You know, like it's just people being yeah, marky dicks. And I don't know. I know cosplay's in, but I don't know. To me, it's a little weird. I don't know. I cosplay at a Comic-Con, sure, but going to a wrestling show now and cosplaying, I'm sorry.
I did it, you piece of shit.
No, dude. I don't mean like. Oh, let's wear sunglasses and bring a championship belt and like whatnot. I'm talking like. I'm gonna wear the fucking beard, and like I'm gonna wear like a Macho Man beard and the robe and all this shit.
Oh, now I can't ever wear that robe.
Oh, I mean you can. I'm just gonna call you a Mark. That's all.
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Well, you were wearing the fucking the Harper mask.
I mean, I wasn't wearing a fucking orange beard with a jumpsuit. I just walked around with a SmackDown t-shirt and a spinner belt, and then that. And I knew the Mark thing was coming. I knew, but I did that all on purpose.
No, he was doing it ironically. Because he's a hipster.
All right,
he looks down at the fans.
You know what? I've been calling myself a wrestling hipster at least since like fucking the mid 2000s when I started being like, yeah, man, let's tape trade Ring of Honor tapings. Fuck Batista. So I'll own up to that shit. But anyway, we're straying the fuck away. Let's
get into.
All right, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on the first official match on the card.
How was the pre-show match?
I honestly I don't even know how the fuck you could watch them. Because I mean I was at work. That's the only reason why I missed the show. I was working. And I caught like a good part of the show at night at like 1 in the morning, and then the rest of it I caught in like the afternoon. And I only got like from like the Taven match to the Dalton Castle match. I don't know how you could find the pre-show matches. I think they were just dark matches, if anything.
Okay.
But anyway, Matt Taven against Will Ospreay, it's what you would expect out of a Will Ospreay match, and I'm not saying that to dislike the guy, I'm just saying, like, he's gonna do his crazy shit, it's fun to fucking watch. I think this group, The Kingdom, sucks, personally. Matt Taven is all of a sudden getting some weird push, and I don't know why. I don't think he's that talented. I mean, he's okay, he's not drizzling shits, but the other guys are just, like the Rob Zombie looking rip-off guy with the fucking hatchet, and then the other one who
what the fuck's up with these guys?
And the other one who fucking just the only reason why people know him is because he fucking cracked his fucking legs in half on the guardrail like a year ago. So that's really the only thing I know about these guys. I mean, other than that, it's just I don't know. There's nothing to them. And Matt Taven went over with a weird kind of like the original Dirty Deeds move, where it's just like a headlock driven down into the mat. It was I don't know. It was and then the other guys keep getting involved.
Weird, I understand that DDT was originally supposed to be a finisher, but in this day and age, I can't see I kind of can't see a regular DDT in any company being a finisher, because it's been too. It's like a super kick being a finisher.
Drew McIntyre's Future Shock, I will still praise, because that looks fucking wicked as hell. Just the momentum and the velocity that he has behind it. But yeah, like a simple Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts style DDT nowadays, yeah, it's a fucking transitional move now. It sucks. It sucks to say. It does, trust me. I wish continuity would still flow, but no. The business has evolved. That's just what it is. So, you know, but anyway, yeah. Next, let's we got the Addiction against War Machine. For anyone that in the right, I don't think anyone in their right mind thought that the Addiction were gonna win. War Machine's been too fucking big in Japan. They had too much shit going on with KES and the Girls of Destiny. So, and they're like already like a 2 or 3 time IWGP Tag Champs. So yeah, they were not winning losing this one. And my God, Hansen's fucking amazing in the sense of,
dude, seeing him live, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like as agile as he is on television. Seeing a dude his size doing like cartwheels around the fucking ring is fucking surreal.
On TV, and you know, it is what it is. You know, it's a big dude doing flips, and it's impressive. But I'm sure live, that you feel like the people gasping, like you hear everyone going like, "Oh," and like, "Oh, holy shit!" And you know, it adds more to it.
There was tons of spots where like they were going over the ropes and they were taking huge bumps and like these giant fucking dudes are getting like flung around the goddamn ring, and then seeing them going off the top rope and like hitting people with like a freaking splash was incredible. Like a lot of the spots where Ro gets like they do all their usual shit, but I mean like it was the match was had this like extra level of brutality to it. Like you could tell that neither one liked each other particularly a lot. So it's like, or that's, you know, in kayfabe, that's how it was supposed to, like, meant to be portrayed. But then, you know, like they were really fucking like chopping the shit out of each other, and like when Hansen does his charge into the ropes, he was going fucking fast. And you never, like, when you're at a wrestling show, when you hear like the slams and the shit like up close, and I swear to God, when he did, like, you never really hear it on television, but when he fucking charged right into the ropes, it sounded like a fucking cannon going off.
Oh, when he
like, it was that loud.
When he does like that back and forth running into the corner.
Yeah. Like he hit him with so much fucking velocity, like the sound of like his body hitting his sounded like a fucking cannon going off.
Jesus.
Like they were fucking going nuts. Like the crowd was, and the best part was every time, because people would be fucking with the Addiction, and they would be like saying, "Oh, you fucking suck," and to Kazarian's credit, he'd march right over the ropes when there was like downtime where one of the War Machine were on, you know, like they were, you know, knocked out or on the ground, or, you know, they rolled out of the ring. He'd go over the crowd. He'd look somebody in the crowd, and then he would go over and fucking give them the finger.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, and because they have a lot of heat on, like, the camera, and they have a lot of heat with the crowd, because, like, on the camera end, like, Ian Riccaboni and Colt Cabana, like, they accentuate on commentary, like, how disgusting and how terrible and how distasteful these wrestlers are. Just because the story that they did the reason why that this match had to happen and why War Machine had to get some redemption was because while the Addiction's gimmick has been for the past couple months, we're going to take away, as soon as the crowd chants, "This is awesome," we're going to take away every single good thing you like about Ring of Honor and pro wrestling, and we're going to ruin it. So they would come in, fucking interfere matches, War Machine were the guys to kind of like rebuttal against them. And then there was one spot on like ROH TV where Raymond Rowe goes to go after them, like Kazarian or Daniels or whatever. And as he goes to charge at them, they duck and launch him into a fan, which was probably a plant, but it's still the angle of he hit a fan, and then on camera, like, they suspended him, like Raymond Rowe. And then Ian Riccaboni's going, yeah, the New York Athletic State Commission sanctioned Raymond Rowe to be here tonight. His suspension has been lifted for this match to happen. So they add like a real because this is shit that would happen like on the indies back in like the 90s, 80s. So they really added to like the story of this is the reality of what happens at a wrestling show. And so they made it like realistic as fuck to tell an interesting and accurate story. You know, and like I said, War Machine, there's no way that these guys in my opinion,
they got a huge pop. The whole crowd was behind them. In
my opinion, there's no way these guys are ever gonna like slow down. I can't see them ever being heel anytime soon. Maybe if the crowd gets tired of them, but for a while they need to. This gimmick is still hot, and then the fact that, and if anything, the fact that WWE is like copying them now, we'll get into that later. It should be almost like a feather in the cap of War Machine. Like, hey, they wanted us. Well, they at least wanted Rowe. Supposedly, they didn't want Hanson. And like,
why?
Why? Your guess is just as good as mine. The general consensus was, oh, we could just pair Raymond Rowe with Killian Dane. They look like the same guy.
They have different movesets.
I know. With all due respect to Killian Dane, and as good as he is, War Machine's fucking Hanson is way
better.
Way better. I love you, Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper. Hanson's way better. I would go as far as this day, like, and I'm not saying this just because, oh man, like this is a good match. I've been thinking this for at least a year or so. Hanson's got to be probably one of my favorite big men, if not my favorite one, like, going right now. That's not, like, a main event caliber talent. Just the guy is so fucking underrated. You know, Raymond Rowe, I'd say he is the weaker of the two, but again, it just goes to how the other guy is. And just mention quick, and we'll just move on to the next match. I gotta know. I know we're jumping a little ahead, but what was the reaction when fucking that Chode Scorpio Sky paired up with Daniels and Kazarian at the end of the show?
I mean,
like, did anyone even know who he was? That's what I wondered.
I heard a couple people say Scorpio. That was about it. But the crowd was kind of dead for it.
Yeah, I don't, because my thing is, like, I know who the guy is, but, like, I know a lot of people are, like, knowing, because a lot of people that are there not gonna fucking know who he was. So I had, because it sounded like on television it went over like a wet fart.
Yeah, it didn't go over. A couple people, there was like maybe one or two people that chanted Scorpio. I didn't know who the fuck he was. Yeah, for the most part, they kind of, it was kind of like a bullshit thing. It didn't go over. I mean, they still got heat because they attacked them, but you know, they didn't go over. To be honest.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on here. Jay Lethal against Marty Scurll.
That's my match of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I would, I would probably say match of the night for me, too. Um, it, I will say, though, with these matches, they're not, I'm surprised they didn't go any longer than, like, I'm surprised they didn't go, like, 20, 25 minutes or whatever. Like, these guys didn't get a good amount of time. But, again, it was a lot of matches on the card. They tried fitting everyone on. But, I mean, for what they did, a 15-minute match, they made it worth it. A lot of really good storytelling spots. Then on television, the whole story was, can Jay Lethal tap into his dark side again for one more time? And they're like playing off the ruthlessness of Marty and how Marty will go to any length.
I love the fact that they kind of told a different story where in the crowd it was basically like Marty's trying to corrupt Jay Lethal.
Sure. Sure. I mean, that's what Ian made it sound like on commentary, but Colt was more like, "Oh, it's Jay Lethal. He's proven that Jay Lethal gotten soft over the years."
And there's a couple of spots that are pretty cool. The one where Jay Lethal is he goes for the lethal injection and Marty reverses it into a chicken wing.
Yeah,
that was great. A lot of the outside work where they're like fighting on the outside was very inventive. A lot of cool spots. When he broke up, oh god, I marked out when Jay went to go for the elbow drop, and then Marty interrupted it, and then I think it turned into, what the hell was it? I think it was like I forgot the fucking spot. It was either I know. I think he just kicked him off the apron. Sorry. Now that I remember it.
Yeah.
It's a couple of days, people.
Yeah.
My favorite, the moment that made me mark out was the ref bump, and Marty goes for the chair and notices the ref is.
The Eddie Guerrero spot where everyone was losing their fucking minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked when Marty did it, but when Jay did it, I was like, that was fucking great. Where he put it around his neck.
Yeah, around his neck.
And then Todd Sinclair is just kind of like, did you do this? And then Marty's like, no, he's cheating. One little spot I want to mention I liked a lot. I liked the return of the torture rack, but more so I liked how he turned it into like a reverse steamroller.
Yes, I remember that spot. Yeah. Oh man.
But I mean, I knew Jay Lethal was going over in this. I mean, I'm sure like the people that quote unquote, I use the term loosely, die-hard Bullet Club fans. I know everyone's like probably would have been like, oh, Marty needs to win. No, dude. From what you told me with Jay Lethal, and that
Jay
fucking
needed to win more.
Jay needed to win more. And from what you told me from that meet and greet, he needed that more. And he needed that shine too, like those spots that he did, and he already was like champion for like over a year. Like, yes, Marty eventually can get the win from him, but right now the guy's over enough to the point where he doesn't need championships. He doesn't need a huge rub. you need to kind of bring these Bullet Club guys down a little bit and let the other guys that are floating around that aren't Bullet Club get some steam out, because, you know, that's one problem I have with, like, Ring of Honor Japan, where the people that try to quote unquote watch it is like, it's just Bullet Club or nothing, in the sense that they don't give a fuck about anyone else but Bullet Club just by watching the Being the Elite series. And I know I'm coming off as a wrestling hipster, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it actually is. I mean, I did feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I was on the line. Like like I said, when I went for the autograph, I went for Marty Skrull first, but then I realized there's a bunch of other guys that aren't in Bullet Club that I like. You know, guys that are, you know, like, and we gotta, like, if there are people out here listening to our, like, we love the Bullet Club, but they're not the only things in wrestling.
Exactly.
They're not the only thing in Ring of Honor. They're not the only thing in New Japan. I'm a huge dude. If Minoru Suzuki had been on the line, you know that would have been the first place I went.
Absolutely. Like, if I was at one of these shows and Naito was the first one there, that's who I would have gone to first. And if it was a thing where, like, oh, you have one or the other, you have the Bullet Club or you have LIJ, I'm sorry, guys. I'll two sweet you any day, or one sweet, but I'm sorry. I'm fucking throwing my eye up in the air, and I'm throwing my fist up in the air. I'm gonna go for LIJ. That's just the group I'm going toward.
You know what group I'd go to then?
Huh?
You know what group I'd go to then?
Suzuki-gun.
Yeah, damn right I would.
Yep. You creepy fuck. You fucking cult follower. Anyway, moving on. I hate to say it because I do like both teams. Well, we had the addiction. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wiki here. We had the best friends against the Motor City Machine Guns, who were the champs for the ROH Tag Championships. I gotta be honest here. I was not crazy about this match.
It
was a regular TV match. It wasn't, nothing stood out of this as like, oh, this is like the main of this, because Starrcade's supposed to be their, I mean, Final Battle's supposed to be their Starrcade, their WrestleMania, their Bound for Glory. And I don't know, for the tag titles, which it's like, we've seen great matches with like the Bucks and Steen and Generico, and like Red Dragon against whomever, and like Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero against Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, and it's like, we get this, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's just, it wasn't doing nothing for me.
It was an okay match.
It was an okay match. I would have given the belts to the Addiction and then have War Machine taken from him. Honestly, I know I'm blowing smoke up the asses of War Machine here, but I'm saying this in the sense that ever since Chris Sabin got his knee, fucking pretty much fucking getting fusioned or whatever the fuck surgery.
Yeah, he hasn't been as mobile.
He is not the same, dude. Like he's the size of a cruiserweight. He's kind of like what happened with Adam Cole. He's like moving around like a heavyweight, but he's the fucking size. Obviously, he's a cruiserweight. And the same thing with like a guy like Chucky T, where it's like Chucky T is more of a. He's always been more of a comedy wrestler. He's not gonna give you a good match, and you know what? Sometimes that's okay, but I don't know. It's just something about this to me didn't scream ROH tag title match. It just screamed more of, hey, let's have a fun little match for New York City.
I was fine with it, to be honest, because they weren't gonna get the belts anyway. Like, if this had been a serious, like, if they had been serious contenders and they won the title and this was the match,
I probably would have been a little more annoyed than I am.
Yeah,
But I will say they did, for what it's worth, they did do decent spots playing up the whole gimmick of the best friends. I thought it was hilarious with the whole you know, the nut
Blowjob
into
spot?
the blowjob, the 69 spot or whatever the fuck. That shit was funny, but I'm like, I did like the finish, even though it wasn't the most exciting. I liked the pile driver into the no-sell roll-up.
Yeah.
Because at least it told the story of, like, Saban was like, oh, I was able to one-up them because look at us, look at them. They can't compare to us. So, yeah, I dug that. I thought that was cool.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match overall. Like you said, it didn't seem like a, you know, final battle championship, you know, match.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know, but a match that I pretty much called who the final two men were gonna be in, and I called mainly. I pretty much called for this one. We had the ROH TV title on the line in a fatal four-way elimination style, four-corner survival. It was Kenny King defending the belt against Shane Taylor, Punishment Martinez, and the last real man, Silas Young.
Punishment was so over with the crowd. So fucking over with the crowd.
And it still baffles me why a guy like him is not in Baron Corbin's spot.
Yeah. He has his whole fucking posse with him. He's fucking dangerous looking. He looks like he kind of looks like a fucking like serial killer or like something out of like a like you know how like Baron Corbin just either looks like a you know like a roadie for like a fucking like he looks like a roadie for like an out rock band from like the early 2000s.
He looks like a roadie for like one of those like shitty bands like Job for a Cowboy. Like
no,
the real
he's a roadie for Seether.
You know what, man? I know you're ribbing on me, but but from like the general consensus of like what people that what they look like that listen to Seether, yeah. But I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna one up you and say he could be a roadie either for Avenged Sevenfold or 3 Days Grace.
God damn it! God damn it! Fuck you, Eric. Oh god.
You know I'm right.
Yeah, a little bit. Fuck you.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Too bad. Yeah, and then like fucking Punishment Martinez looked like he could just be the fucking guy that he's just gonna fucking walk into.
He looks like he's a fucking guitarist for a major band. Like he looks like if like they took Kurt Hammett and like sent him to hell for like eternity, and he just came back as a fucking demon.
He looked like he would be the one to fucking pick up the Dimebag guitar and be like, "I'm in Pantera now."
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but yeah, man. He's another guy, just a big dude, really fucking good. I'm not too sold on Shane Taylor just yet.
Nah, neither was the crowd. They were dead for him.
I don't know. Shane Taylor looks like somebody that would like be in front of like 150 people in fucking like Sayreville, New Jersey, for like whatever fuck promotion. Like he doesn't look like he's ready for like a company that has a decent enough television and pay-per-view distribution. I don't know.
I think they should work on him a little bit more before they
work on him. And I'm not talking about because he's fat or whatever. Dude, fucking this guy Fallah Bah that's in Impact looks fucking TV ready. Shane Taylor, he just needs some trim around the hedges. You know what I mean? And I don't mean, you know, like I said, just polish in the ring, polish as a character, look intimidating, use your size. That's all I could say. Use your size either from a standpoint of, oh, he's a big man doing cool things as far as like what cruiserweights normally do, or oh, he's a big guy and he's gonna fucking, you know, pick like 350-pound motherfuckers up and toss them around. So yeah, he needs to stand out a little bit. So, but anyway,
and you know what? You know who got the least reaction?
Kenny King.
Yeah.
I kind of had the feeling, you know. I'm sorry. He's one of those guys that's talented enough, but I feel like everyone's all set with him. Because this guy has been on, like, Ring of Honor and TNA and The Bachelor. Like, he's been on doing shit in the public for, like, a decade. And it's kind of like he did too much to the point where people are just all set. They're like, because he's one of those, I'm going to be heel, I'm going to be babyface, I'm going to be heel, I'm going to be babyface, I'm going to be heel, I'm going to be babyface, I'm a babyface, I'm a heel. People are all set with him. That's what I feel like. Silas Young, I know, like, he has a lot of heat on him, but I can tell he's getting more fans.
Oh, the chief thing with him is, the crowd. There were people that were cheering for him, but then we kept hearing like chants like "You're old, you're old." Get that motherfucker like AARP.
I mean, it is funny because like, yeah, I think he's like pushing 40 or something. Let me see. Okay, Wiki says he's like 38. Yeah, I mean, but it works for him because like the whole last real man gimmick, it works because like, not for nothing, if this guy was coming out there and he's like in his 20s and he's doing the last real man gimmick, it doesn't look right. So for him to come out there looking like
to get heat, and
I know
he's the last real man.
I know, but I'm talking
he's
about
an older man. Makes sense.
I'm talking like. His age works with the gimmick, and the way he looks like a fucking guy in his 40s. He legitimately looks like the guy that just sits there going through like fucking half a pack of Marlboros while your kid's sitting there in the pool, and he's just gonna be like, "Can you tell your kid to shut the fuck up?" Like, he has that scumbag look that people like. And, and another funny note, to me, Beer City Bruiser is like the new Ralphus, but like way better.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He's the new Ralphus, and he's just so fucking funny.
Oh, the crowd loves that guy. Actually, when he fucking interfered, they popped. They fucking popped.
He's so fucking he's like a giant James Ellsworth. He's just so he's just so fucking funny. But yeah, man, solid match. I mean, you know, I will say Kenny King, for the little reaction that he had, he still is one of the best you could put in the ring. The elimination with him was really cool too. The beer bottle broke, but I do think with that, it didn't break effectively.
Oh, it shattered too much.
What did it look like what did it look like for you guys? Because the way it looked on camera, it looked like it broke like before. It almost looked like it broke like before he hit him with it. Like,
no,
it was pretty pixelated.
Live when we saw it, it was such a quick reaction. So we saw him take it, and then the glass completely fucking obliterated it, like into like little particles.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that there was so much glass in the ring until, like, afterward. Like, you know, like, after he was, like, Kenny was eliminated, and I was like, oh, shit, there's actually glass in the ring.
I think it was like candy glass or something. I don't think it was real glass.
Yeah, it could have been.
The way it, like, exploded like that, I don't think it was real glass.
Right. Now, I liked Punishment's spot where he fucking jumped over the ring post onto Beer City Bruiser.
Oh yeah, that was a cool spot. I'm trying to think of some other ones that
The fact Kenny King was able to get Shane Taylor up for Kenny's finish was really cool too. That was impressive.
Yeah. It's weird. You know what's weird though? Like seeing somebody like I'll mention this about Punishment. I don't think his like because he does the choke slam a lot, right?
Yes.
I don't like. How big is he on television? Because he looked big, but he didn't look super big to be doing a choke slam.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, he doesn't come on TV. He doesn't really come off as like a fucking freak. Like they're saying he's like 6'6" or so, 6'7", but I don't know. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. But the one thing I did notice with this guy is like his movement sometimes is a little strange. Like he kind of walks around a little like a Nakamura. Like it's weird because his knees like bend inward.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like I caught on. I caught on to it like after a while. Like I seen him move around. Like after like he does like those spinning kicks. Like and then you see him run. I'm like, wow, like he's running awkwardly. But hey, man, yeah, I mean it is what it is. The guy is a big dude. I don't know. Could be a genetic thing, whatever. But yeah, the finish was Misery by Silas Young, which is pretty much a TKO. And Silas got the belt, and I'm very happy for the guy. I've been a fan of this character. I've been a fan of him for at least 3 or 4 years now. And for him to finally get a fucking just due for all the squashes and everything like they put him through, the fact they finally gave him a belt, I was like, good. Because the one thing Ring of Honor always lacked was characters, and they're finally getting belts on characters. And they kind of need that a little bit. So, but anyway, time to turn it up a little bit. We had the Briscoes. God, this match. Briscoes against Bully and Dreamer. Now, I'm gonna say, I please everyone, don't hate me for saying this. I will say, comparing this, because I just watched ECW One Night Stand earlier in the week with my dad, who never saw it before, and watching it then, and watching like ECW pay-per-views of the past to now, I am realizing, wow, they really are showing their age, like Tommy and Bully, like in the ring, which is fine, it's understandable, but it doesn't really hinder a lot of shit in the match. Like the one like there's a few spots I feel like weren't timed precisely to make it look real. Like for instance, when Tommy and Bully pull up the table and then one of the Briscoes drop kick into them, like you knew that was coming.
Yeah. A huge crowd reaction. Well, to be honest, I was right underneath them when they did the entrance, and
yeah.
they fucking crack open the beer. You could feel the mist of the beer. It's fucking amazing. They go into the ring. A couple spots that I thought were fucking fantastic. The chair, all the fucking chair spots are amazing. When they start just like cracking the chairs into each other, just like over and over and over again, and it's you just hear the clanging of the fucking chairs. Like, oh my god. The the lightsaber. You know what? Funny enough, did you hear the crowd when
You use the force, right?
no no when uh did because did they take the camera off Tommy when the lightsaber didn't light up?
Um, no, like it was actually on there, but he kind of it looked like he made it look like he was turning it on.
Okay, in the okay in the match, they get the lightsabers and they go in, and so Bully has his lit up, but Tommy's trying to light up his lightsaber, and it won't fucking light up, and he keeps like pressing the button over and over again to try and get it to light up, and it won't go.
Yeah.
So the crowd is like looking at him trying to do that, and they're like, "You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!"
You see, now, I didn't even hear. I didn't even hear that chant at all. So it could have been maybe Ring of Honor fucked with the audio a little tad. But
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you go back.
yeah, I gotta like check that out. I gotta listen to it. But yeah, one spot looked really good on TV. I know he really wasn't fucking carving him. Was the cheese grater spot that Jay did?
Oh god, yeah, that would look, dude. It looked brutal live, and he was already like busted open.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
yeah. It clearly it wasn't. I was able to zoom in, and I saw like the part he was cutting him with was actually dulled. It wasn't really sharp. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't sharp. And like dull is dangerous too because you could cut something that's dulled.
yeah, but you could, like you're gonna be cutting like in the worst possible manner. That's like trying to cut somebody with a fucking butter knife.
oh, yeah, but sometimes something dulled is too dangerous. But
So, I mean that's the point.
it's
like
still,
you're fucking trying to like sever something with like something that is still sort of sharp, but like not enough to like do like a full on cut.
Yeah, it's a butter knife, basically. Yeah, so yeah, but you know, really cool spot. I did like the whole let's take bumps on the table that's not set up. Like the whole let's just bump on wood for like 30 seconds. That was pretty funny. There were a lot of table spots though. Like a lot of table spots.
What was Tommy's spot? He put it was, who did he put? It was Jay Briscoe. He put into the fireman's carry, right?
The Spicoli driver that threw the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did I know it's the AA, it's the Death Valley driver. Yeah, it's the Spicoli driver. But yeah, he did that, and then Bully went into the frog splash through the table. I will say
pop that. The one thing that got everybody like fucking hype was the the lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Fuck.
When I saw that, I was like, as soon as I saw the lighter fluid broke out, I was like, are we? Is this happening? I kind of was like, all right, I don't think Ring of Honor would allow it, but the tease is cool.
I thought the tease was good. I thought, the fact that, the Briscoes broke it up and like then just like destroyed the table, kind of it gave them a lot of heat. But then you pointed out something, and I didn't really see this. You talk about what you thought of the finish.
It was fucking sloppy on television. Like, honestly, I felt really bad for them because this is like the big. I mean, I know it was supposed to be the old guys get the revenge, but it was more of them putting over Briscoes as like, don't fuck with the Briscoes on their turf. The fact that they like were trying to set up this really big thing to such a very sloppy finish, where it's like the table didn't break, and then they have to end with a fucking frog splash. It didn't hurt. I don't think it hurt the match, but it definitely made it look sloppy.
I don't know. I just think I from my perspective, it wasn't as sloppy looking. It didn't look like a visible botch if you're there live, but probably on television I would have been like, oh yeah, that did kind of look janky.
Right.
Now we're at what, the final match, right?
We had the Hung Bucks against Dragon Lee, Flip Gordon, and Teton.
Yeah.
Flip Gordon, I want to see this guy eventually team with Will Ospreay.
They the whole crowd was chanting "Fuck you, Flip." Like even when he was coming in, they were like "Fuck you, Flip." These serial guys, no one really knew them all that much, so they got a moderate, applause. Obviously, the whole crowd shit themselves when the Young Bucks came out. The Bucks, for their credit, and I'm gonna say this, the fact that they were able, for like 2 hours that they were fucking signing autographs, and they barely had any fucking time to stretch or do anything, or even probably plan out the fucking match. They fucking killed it, as this match was fucking dope. They did everything.
Yeah. And dude, Hangman Page, man, he's fucking talk about improving. Like, dude, is he over with the crowd? Like, are people starting getting to him?
He was getting over. It's like people were like, when he came into the ring and he was doing his shit, because I think he's been like training with the Bucks or something. Because his moveset is like widely and vastly improved.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Like just like the fact he's able to do, for a guy that's pretty big, he's doing like fucking moonsaults and all this shit, that guys like Chris Sabin can barely do now. I liked the stage dive spot from Nick.
I loved the heat that Flip Gordon got when he did the fucking Too Sweet.
Oh yeah, dude, people were pissed. I was able to hear that just fine.
Oh yeah, no, they continued to chant "Fuck you, Flip." You piece of shit, fucking bastard. Like a whole bunch of shit was like just being said. Like it was great, and I loved the catching the fucking super kick, the spots with all the fucking drop. I know you didn't really care for it, but with live it looked fucking amazing.
Oh, live, yeah.
All the drop kicks.
No, it's not that I didn't. It's not that I was like Bubby here. It was just more like, whatever. It was just more like, whatever. Like, okay, they're doing
no,
this.
The crowd fucking popped when that happened. Like they.
And you know what? If the crowd popped, then good. Then good.
That, oh god, and then the finish. The fucking finish, dude. Oh my god.
The double indie taker.
Have they ever done that before?
That is a new fucking finish for sure. I got a feeling that they probably they could have. I wouldn't doubt that they probably went in the ring and tested it out like earlier that day or the night before. You know, like I wouldn't be surprised if Hangman was in there saying like, okay, can I hold these guys? And can we time it right?
Am I able to do this without like killing?
But also too, let's not forget the shooting star indie taker or Meltzer driver from Hangman onto the floor to Dragon Lee.
Oh shit! Yeah. I completely forgot about that. That was fucking.
That dope. Let's see, Flip Gordon doing the moonsault into the double super kick right before the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They made the right move, keeping the belts on these guys. They're too fucking over right now to, to get these belts off of them. And, I'm sorry.
I mean, for these guys, and it's really not too much of a feud between these guys. It's like, they cobbled together two fucking CMLL guys and another guy that's like doing the rounds on the indie. Yeah. It wouldn't have made sense to drop the belts to them. Now, the Addiction right after it fucking ambushed them. We already kind of talked about it. Yeah, I think this is just a temporary feud. I really don't see them like getting too much traction. I get it. Yeah, the Addiction is like a semi-legendary team. Get another team in. Get somebody from like outside the company to feud with them. You know what? Fucking go to Japan and just say, hey, is Naito not doing anything, or want somebody from Japan, like just. I mean, obviously not Naito, but I mean like Evil, Sonata, Bushi. Fucking get somebody from Japan.
Can we get Evil, Sonata, and Hiromu for a day?
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why I'm even though I like Bushi a lot, the reason why I say Hiromu is because I got one word for you that's gonna get people fucking going nuts. Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah, his stuffed cat.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Dude, Daryl is the equivalent to Head back in the day. Because that cat is fucking over. And it's sad. It's kind of sad because it's like, a lot of people don't really care. Honestly, most Americanized people don't really care about fucking LIJ and all that. But they mark out for the fucking cat. Like, let's think of that. So one of these days, I want to see Naito kick the fucking cat. Just because he has a vendetta for anything that's above him, so I want him to fucking throw that cat into like the fucking Pacific Ocean.
He just like no. You know what would be great? You have a thing where
I got even a crazier thought.
No, Eric. The moment like he loses a match, like and he's like annoyed with him, like he gets out of the ring and he like sees a bunch of like stuffing around the ring apron, and he gets out of the ring and you just see Daryl's head like cut off the rest of the body, and you see Naito with a pair of scissors doing the Los Inglonables.
Or I even got a crazier thought, because they already did Bella Fale ripping it apart. Why not just have Iizuka bite the thing and rip it up?
Oh, oh my god! Oh shit! He fucking sees that.
Tell me you couldn't see that.
Oh god, that would be amazing. And then like you could have Kevin Kelly go, yeah, he's not getting that back for another day or two.
That's something Don Callis would say though.
Oh god.
But anyway, main event: Dalton Castle against Cody Rhodes, if you will, for the ROH World Championship.
Oh fuck.
Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry. Before we get into this, let's just real quick mention this. Because I gotta know, what was the crowd reaction when they introduced the Women of Honor Championship and the girls?
Oh,
like,
they gave standing ovation. They loved it.
Okay, good. I was hoping for at least a decent enough reaction. Because I'm happy Ring of Honor just finally got a women title. Because they need it.
They were into it. Yeah, there was a ovation. People were happy about it. Especially when they mentioned that there was going to be a title.
And to think all Sarah Logan had to do was wait a little bit. She was down there.
Do you think they're going to bring Emma into the company or what?
Oh, yeah. I'm not being sarcastic. Don't be surprised. They'll give her a decent payday. I think they'll give her what she's looking for.
I think they had a pretty good reaction. I think people were happy to like hear about that. So right before the main event, that when they announced that, people were happy. Now going into the main event,
I saw some live reactions of people. Like, I looked on YouTube and I was looking up like live like people that were in the building or whatever, and I heard like the gasp and the marking out for Cody's hair.
Yeah, no, I did too. I couldn't see it too well because of the ring ropes. But when he started walking up and everybody else was like, I heard gasp. Like, I heard fucking gasps and, like, people going, oh my god. Like, he fucking dyed his hair. And I was like, what? And I looked over and he's just bleached fucking blonde. And, like, I look at him and I'm like, oh, fuck. He's dusty now. He's fucking dusty now.
Ian Riccaboni on the mic was saying, or I think it was Colt, one of them was saying, Cody, sporting the bleach blonde hair like those world champions he idolizes before him, such as the likes of Ric Flair and his, I think they even mentioned Ronnie Garv, and then, his father, the late, great Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird seeing him with the blonde hair, but you look at him and you're like, yeah, you instantly think of Dusty.
I got used to it right away. I prefer him with the hair. I prefer him with it.
Yeah. That match was actually really brutal.
Yes,
really fucking brutal.
And then and more blood.
Weirdly enough, more blood than the match that I thought was gonna have a ton of blood in.
Yeah.
When you saw Cody's face, it looked like a fucking red death mask. He had so much blood over his face that he looked like he looked like if you had an early 1990s Sting wearing the Wolfpack makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, Colt was actually saying about Cody that, he's like, in the words of a great announcer, or something along those lines, yeah, he has the proverbial crimson mask.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was, dude, live that would look brutal.
yeah,
Like,
it looked like a championship match.
it
It
looked
looked,
brutal.
it was an old school championship match. Good spots. I even like the interaction with the boys getting involved and Brandy doing the crossbody off the top rope.
Oh my god, crab pop for that. Crab pop for
Yeah.
that.
I'm sure a lot of people were surprised as fuck that Dalton actually did get the win. Not that it
I
was
was. I was surprised. I fucking like I was in fucking disbelief.
yeah.
Like I even when the pin happened, I was just like looking and I was like looking around. I was like, no, this can't this. And even when they were about to give him the belt, I was just like looking over. I was like, no, something's gonna happen. There was some bullshit. They're gonna restart the match or something. And then the fucking confetti, he was like, no, I just witnessed a fucking world championship. I just watched a fucking, like, a world championship, like, fucking won. Like, I couldn't fucking, like, fathom it. It was, because, dude, being there for a championship and the fucking confetti is going everywhere and the streamers are going everywhere and you see like Dalton Castle like choked up and like the boys going out to like freaking you know um you know help him and you can hear it even in his words when he was like like his speech was like fucking beautiful. He's just like for a very long time I've been held down. I've been like I worked so long for this, and I never thought I would have this. I never, I never thought in a company like this, like I'm a character, and I don't know, I never imagined that I would get this far, and I just want to thank all my fans for your continued support. He's like he broke character a little bit. Like he was still kind of in character, but he broke it a little bit, and like he was actually shooting, shooting what he actually thought. And yeah, it. I'm a Cody fan, but I mean that was a beautiful moment. It was like something that like you'll. So it's one of those once in a lifetime kind of things where how often are you gonna go and see like a championship being won, and especially someone who's this is the first time they've ever won a major championship, and it was a great moment. It makes me want to go to more Ring of Honor shows, and overall, I think this was probably the best show I've ever been to. Bar none.
Oh yeah.
What were your overall thoughts of the pay-per-view?
Like I said, there was a little nitpicks here and there, but it's not going to take away from what I think. I will give this pay-per-view an 8.5 in my opinion.
I'd go a little higher. Maybe my thoughts are, I was there,
well,
so
live is always live. You're paying for an interaction. You're paying for an experience. You're paying for a day. You know what I mean? You're getting more out of it. There's always going to be that little more of an up to being there live as opposed to just sitting at home and watching it.
I mean, well, it was the opposite reaction of me going to a WWE show, and again, this isn't me trying to be biased against WWE. They do have their good moments.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about their good moments late in a little bit.
Very soon.
it's a weird thing because I've gone to shows and I'm thought to myself, why did I pay this money? You know, or why did someone else pay this money? It wasn't, wasn't worth it. This I hadn't had the opposite reaction. I said,
You,
you know what? I would have paid more money for this. I would have paid more money to sit closer to the ring. I would have. I wish I'd come earlier and watched all the matches. I wish, this was an opposite reaction. I was happy, more than happy, and willing to spend my money to watch something like this and to have the experience I did. This is what I think wrestling should be, an experience. Something that is once in a lifetime, something that, is a situation where you get a whole experience, a whole you get to soak in all the grandeur and glory and gravitas of a major wrestling event. And that's the main thing I think WWE's gotten to the point of. They've generally mass produced wrestling to the point that that special feeling isn't there anymore. When you watch a championship, a title finally being won by the babyface, it doesn't have that same big moment. There isn't confetti. There isn't like a bunch of crying and emotion there anymore. It's just like, oh, it's a stage. To me, wrestling in WWE is more become a stage show rather than a sporting event.
oh shit, yeah. I mean, it always is. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. Like, am I like up in arms, like fucking like, yeah, man, like tonight's like SmackDown's gonna be really fucking, must see. Not really. I'm going there just kind of shit fell into place. It's I mean, it's not really a thing where I'm exactly shilling out much, if not any money at all, to go. And don't worry, I won the tickets. It's not like a thing of it's not like a thing like, oh, I got a comp or just I know somebody. No, I won them. I won them on the radio. And it's a thing where, other than that, if I hadn't have won them, nah, I wouldn't have fucking gone. Because it's just like, I have no fucking desire to shell money out to a company that's not going to, well, at least in their main products, going to give a damn. They're going to give a damn when they want to. And that's why it's like, if it's a good show, it's a good show. If not, you know what? You didn't get anything from me, Bobby.
Yeah, but the problem with them is they don't go the extra mile anymore. They don't do pyro anymore. They haven't done confetti and shit like that since like the fucking early 90s.
They banned streamers.
I'll say one thing. The only thing, I did get pissed off because it seems like Ring of Honor gives too much space to the crowd because the crowd is trying to get noticed. There's one guy that threw a streamer in during the middle of a match. I mean, the crowd fucking chewed him out, but I mean, that shouldn't have been even done. It's the old adage that if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. Sure. Obviously there are. I think your dad has said it best. Most fans are fucking retards. They're gonna fucking do something to fuck with the match. I mean, it is the way it is. I understand why WWE does a lot of the stuff it does, just because if someone's being drunk and rowdy, you don't peek their face in. You have security guards that will escort them out.
But even then,
they go too far. They go too fucking far, and I think I'm in a situation where where you have confetti, you have pyro, you have storylines, you have blood. Why am I watching WWE? You know, it's like, am I going to eat the steak dinner at a fancy restaurant that has maybe a chain of maybe one or two around the country, or am I going to eat at the fast food restaurant that has millions of chains all over the world, but their food tastes like shit?
Yeah.
That's wrestling. That is wrestling. Do you want the fast food equivalent of wrestling, where it's cheap? It doesn't, you know, it's cheap. It may taste alright once in a while. Like, sometimes you'll have it once in a while. Or do you want the steak dinner that maybe there's like 2 or 3 of those restaurants worldwide in general? And that's, you know, obviously, you know, it's a smaller restaurant. You know, you can seat maybe 100. Or do you want to sit in the fucking dinky bullshit fast food restaurant that has millions of those all around the world? And it's like, do I want to go to a fancy New York steak place, or do I want to go to McDonald's?
WWE has always been the McDonald's of pro wrestling. Always. Always been. And they're always going to be. You know, and it's like... It's baffling to me when, like, alright, let's just jump into the Clash of Champions now. So it's baffling to me when you have a show where it's like, on paper, it wasn't looking the greatest at all, and it turned out good just because a certain somebody didn't win. So, but anyway, let's go here. The pre-show match was Mojo Ali against Zack Ryder. Nah.
It was to give this match credit, it was good for like the first 2 or 3 minutes.
It was a squash.
When Zack was getting his stuff in, it was alright. But then when Mojo started to work, I was like, I'm done. And then it was what, a 6-7 minute match?
Just something like that.
It was bullshit.
Mojo's music is
why
fucking...
are you doing the storyline just to like fucking destroy? Like, I understand whatever the fuck reason the company hates Zack Ryder for. I have no idea why. I don't understand. I don't understand why the company dislikes him as much as they have to bury him, and this just seems like a burial.
Oh yeah.
Mojo, give the guy some more work. How long was he in NXT, and the most he can do is just fucking like lariats and just, you know, running from corner to corner. Like, isn't there something else the guy can do?
He doesn't know. Yeah, but he doesn't fucking... He's just one of these guys that's like a Baron Corbin or whomever the fuck, that they're just bringing out of fucking... at a fucking Gleason gyms and fucking football fields and college fucking football fields and going, hey, let's make them into pro wrestlers. Because we got this fucking whatever the fuck with 7 rings in it and fucking workout equipment. Hey, we could build with now. Yeah, if they actually give a fuck outside of going, yeah, we'll just spend you. We'll give you like $300,000 to $700,000 a year if you just move around and pretend to lock up and throw punches in spandex for like 200 nights a year. Well, meanwhile, you have people that are busting their ass for over a decade, whether you like Zack Ryder or not. The guy's been busting his ass as a pro wrestler in the Indies. He's been busting his ass in WWE. And they're like, nah, we gotta push the guy that's like, you know, mildly entertaining just because he's friends with Rob Gronkowski. Because that's who we really want.
But why is no? But I mean, I don't understand, because his basically his moveset is just like, hey, remember Ultimate Warrior? Let's make him
dude
work.
He he's just
let's make him work.
He's
let's
not
give him the moveset
he is
of Ultimate
not
Warrior.
good.
Let's give him the moveset of Ultimate Warrior and make him worse. That's what Mojo Rawley is to me. He's a bullshit like musclehead version of Ultimate Warrior that came out of the 90s and like became a dude bro.
Yeah. He's Jim Hellwig if Jim Hellwig got domesticated into fucking 2017 and just ran around at a frat party playing fucking skee ball in fucking in Zubaz pants drinking fucking natty ice.
What? Why is it that they want to bury Zack Ryder because he got over?
He got over on his own, but it's more of you know what I've heard from Mick Foley. I've heard Mick Foley that Zack Ryder's biggest problem in WWE is that he says yes all the time. Like, meaning like he'll say yes to okay, I'll do this job for you. Okay, I'll do this for you. Okay, I'll do that for you. And then, like, later on, he gets, it builds up to him where he gets frustrated. Kind of like what CM Punk did, where, like, CM Punk was like, okay, I'll do this, okay, I'll do that, okay, I'll put over Ryback, okay, I'll put over Triple H, and he bottles it up. And I feel like eventually that's what's going to happen with Zack.
Probably already happening.
Yeah, you don't know, but whatever, man. Speaking of which, we had the triple threat match between Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Roode for the U.S. title.
This was a way better match than it had any right to be.
I was like convinced. Like, okay, I was sitting on my computer doing whatever the fuck, and then like I'm like watching it in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was a cool spot. Oh, okay, that was a cool spot. Oh, shit, that was a good time. Oh, wait, they're actually putting on a decent enough match between three guys that I did not think were capable of doing anything remotely interesting?
Well, to be honest, Ziggler is at this point.
Can we just admit
it's Ziggler? Ziggler is Ziggler is a great worker. I think what was bullshit when did you hear that part where it's like I think he's one of the greatest. Okay, we like you, Corey Graves. But don't take don't chew off more than you can,
He's supposed to be a heel, and that's also what Ziggler is saying. He's just saying what Ziggler says all the time.
The thing with Ziggler is obviously he's whatever the hell has been happening with him in the company. He's kind of been, had a malaise where he's like, yeah, I'll just do the match. I don't give a shit anymore. Obviously here, they probably said, hey, look, we're going to put you over as champion. You want to have a good match? And it's like, okay, I'll work.
Yeah, because the guy probably went, okay, so when does my contract expire? And they're like, well, we kind of can't have you leave. So when does my contract expire? We kind of need you here to, help out with the talent. So when does my contract expire? You want the U.S. title? Okay.
That's probably how it was. That's probably exactly how it was. Like, he's just like, I'm just biding his time, and then they're like, okay, you're way more talented than we want to, like, give to our enemies outside the company. So, we're gonna throw the title at you.
Yeah, this is the definite WWE's reaction to this was, please, Dolph, don't leave. We just lost Neville. Stay.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Cody is doing fine for himself, and CM Punk is
because
like
they're thinking into their head, in their minds. They're going, if Cody and the way that they use Cody and they're like, oh yeah, he was like a mediocre talent anyway. Oh, he's one of the biggest wrestlers in the world now. Oh. We fucked up. That's the reaction. Because Ziggler, to his credit, I do think Ziggler, not in terms of like character, I think Cody's probably one of the most interesting, and he always was very interesting. But in terms of work, Ziggler does like fucking laps around Cody. I'm not, you know, like I'm not saying he's a slouch. I'm just saying, you know, Ziggler is a way better worker. Ziggler's probably one of the better workers in WWE in comparison to a lot of the other guys. But they're thinking in their minds, they're going, oh yeah, we're like basically dumping a fucking ton of money that we could have been doing ourselves. So maybe we can like overlook the shit he said in the past and like, you know, throw him a bone once in a while. Maybe he'll be loyal to us. I still think once his contract's up, he's done. He's gone. Hello?
Okay, I got it back on. All right, let's get him on. Okay, now we're back.
Okay, that was weird.
Voice meter. For all you nerds out there, voice meter is what I use to kind of like you as a stereo mix, and it just decided to freeze. I don't know why, but yeah, it's pretty much the interface that I have everything plugged into to where my mic processes shit, and I could have like a sound mix and everything. So sorry about that, but anyway, moving on here. We had the tag title match. Usos defend against Gable and Benjamin against the New Day against Rusev Day.
I was hoping that we go over. I really was. Sadly, I just think this is another gimmick that's not gonna.
I think they want to wait a little bit.
I seriously think this is just a gimmick that was never supposed to go anywhere and it just caught on. I honestly do think this is another like, oh, they had nothing else to do, so we're just gonna like dick them around for a bit until like the crowd just like loses interest.
Well, the crowd is fucking hot, but
but I'm saying this is like this just seems like a gimmick that like they're gonna like either run into the ground or people are gonna lose interest because they did nothing with it. Like this just seems like another like doesn't this seem like another like Rhino and Heath Slater kind of situation where everyone's hot for it, everybody wants that, you know, everybody wants them to win the titles, they win the titles, and then it's like got nothing for them. It's not like you could, you know, like I don't know, do a whole storyline about Rhino stealing his wife or stealing his family, and having them feud, which would have been like fucking money. Now we couldn't do that. So where's Heath Slater and Rhino? Fuck
Yeah.
if I know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but yeah, they're floundering on Raw, just like everyone else. But yeah, so I just wanted to point out something from the end of Joe Numbers from the Soup. He said that because he was at the show, which was in Boston, the crowd was pretty much excited for everything because there were a bunch of drunk dudes that just got done watching the fucking Pats game. So like WWE just pretty much got like a couple thousand fucking drunk people into a building that was already hyped from another sport.
Oh yeah, so they were just gonna be happy to like cheer everything on them.
Yeah, so they were just ironically going along with shit, or they were just drunk enough. They're like, yeah, this is great. You know what, though? I guess that's the only way to watch WWE nowadays.
Yeah, kind of. It's like one of those like terrible movies that you watch in like sci-fi or like those old like B movies from like the '60s. You just need to be drunk when you watch them.
Yeah, of course. Of course,
Confirmed. WWE is the Sharknado of wrestling.
I've always said WWE is the Monty Python. Nah, that's Impact. TNA is the Monty Python. Now,
No, they're no. You know what TNA is?
The Room?
Well, Impact is the fucking Jaleel White movie with like the fucking like dinosaur, the dinosaur fighting like the fucking shark.
Oh, that ain't. Oh,
It's one of those like movies that like out of the few people that will watch the stream will be like, yeah, I've seen that. That was a piece of shit. That's exactly how people react to TNA. It's like, yeah, I've seen it. I didn't care to see it.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, but back to the match. The gimmick with Rusev and Aiden is over. I hate to say it, you might be right. I feel like maybe
it's because the fans are fucking like fickle as shit.
I think they're gonna wait. I think
to be honest, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here. I'm gonna say,
okay,
we're kind of the reason because WWE wants they want to have people that they're gonna have cheered for years at a time. So to a certain point, I understand why they go with certain people and like push certain people down your throats because. Yeah, as much as they're booed and cheered, they get reactions. They're gonna keep getting reactions.
Right.
As over as Zack Ryder was, does he get reactions now? And it's the same way. Like people were cheering Finn Balor, they were cheering Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, they got buried a little bit, but. If they were good to begin with, why are you booing them now?
Right. Right.
Why are you booing them now? So WWE's mindset is, yeah, they're not, like everybody loves you when you're winning, but when you're not, it's kind of a situation where, what have you done for me lately? And that's the thing with WWE. It's like if you're not winning. And you could come like if you're a fucking like The Rock, and you come out and you lose, yeah, you're still gonna be The Rock. It's not like The Rock suddenly like, I mean it's a different thing if you're like losing consistently, but he's The Rock. He's always gonna be The Rock. When he fucking loses like 2 matches straight to like other big talents. He's not suddenly going to be considered, oh yeah, well he's a jobber now. No, he's still the fucking Rock. And their mentality is these guys that we boo just because they're losing and they were fucking over like how many months or years ago, and suddenly they're they lose, and we fucking boo them, or we have no reaction at all. then they're like, okay, they were never gonna go over in the first place. They were never over in the first place. It was just like we were, cheering them to cheer them because they had a cool fucking entrance or like cool couple moves. But the moment they're not the moment that we think they're getting fucking buried, we turn on them.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, dude. Like, it all comes down to, like I said earlier in the show, there's too much wrestling to go on, and not even just because there's so many wrestling shows. Just think, even though we have this brand split, it still feels like because there's so many pay-per-views, we see these people a lot, and we get tired of them. We get sick of them quicker. Back in the day, there was so much demand for a product that was so hot in the Attitude Era that, yeah, we didn't give a fuck to see fucking Road Dogg and Billy Gunn twice a week. We were happy to see them twice or even 3 times a week because of how over they were. But the thing was, they evolved. They didn't stick with the same shtick. They would do other things. They would find other ways to be creative. It's like any band, It's like, yeah, you're gonna have those bands that are always gonna like do like, if Guns N' Roses comes to town, sure, you want to see them do the hits. You want to see them do the Sweet Child of Mine. You want to see them do the cover of what's that Beatles song or the I think Paul McCartney song or the fuck they do, Live and Let Die or whatever. That song, fucking Knock on Heaven's Door, Welcome to the Jungle. But you don't mind if you hear some new shit from them too. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta kind of evolve. That's always been WWE's MO, and you need to do that. And it's like, and that's why like a team like the Usos fucking work, because they're not coming out there going Samoa anymore. They're coming out there looking like fucking, looking like people do on the street. And the crowd is still into them. So it works. They keep changing their shit. You do the same thing. I think it's just pretty much, I'm going to give the Rusev thing a chance for a little while because I understand sometimes strike while the iron's hot, but you don't want to jump the gun either. Because, like you said, Heath Slater, Rhino, they jumped the gun. Now look, where the fuck are they? The Fashion Police. We wanted those guys to go over. What are they doing now? And it's not a knock on the Fashion Police. It's a knock on the fans who are fickle as fuck. And it's unfortunate. But so outside my little rant there, good match. Gable proves what I've known for a while, that he's a fucking natural for the business. These fucking rolling chaos theories in a row to fucking Rusev to killing Aiden English to Big E. Yeah, fucking outstanding.
Of the two, I think he was the more talented.
Obviously, well, Shelton's a dude where he has the talent. People know has the talent, but
No. I mean, Shelton Benjamin is a talented guy. I'm not saying him. I'm saying of him and Jason Jordan. I think David was always the more talented.
Oh, of course. Of course he was. I still don't think they should have split that team up. I think, if anything, they should have. The edge that these two have now, where they're kind of like, they're a little more ruthless. They're not so clean cut. I think that's what they should do with Alpha, and just put Benjamin on Raw. But hey, you know what? These two still they don't work too awkward anymore, and they work pretty decent together. They complement each other. They got it. They got everything timed well as a team.
I think that works because then they're coalescing as a team. So you've seen them. At first they're a little rough. Now they're becoming more, and I think they might become the either them or Rusev and in English, might become the top heel. Because you can see that like the Usos are starting to become more babyface.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Get the New Day out of the fucking tag team division, please. I love them, but I think their time is. This is the situation that I think they need in because there's so many tag teams that do nothing, and I really do think that there should be a 3-man tag.
I mean, like, for years I wasn't big on the 6-man tag title thing, whatever the fuck. But, like, Lucha Underground maybe enjoy it more, and now Ring of Honor is doing it. Japan does it. So, you know what? Why not? I know people are going to complain, going, oh, there's too many wrestling belts. 6-man when you have, like, fucking 500 people on the roster, yeah, maybe you could use some 6-man.
Yeah, because there's like so many people that have nothing to fight for.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it. It's a thing where it's like, you get the belt, you get a belt. Yeah, it is, but again, either cut some people, trim some people off the fucking television show, or give them more to do.
Oh, it's rather than seeing like two meaningless feuds where no one's fighting for anything, and wouldn't it make sense to have another like tag team? Just to like mix things up, because a lot of times there's like a meaningless tag team match where there's nothing on the line, or there's a bullshit thing, or like a bullshit women's match that no one gives a fuck about, and it's like this is the thing that Christy said, and she weirdly enough, for someone who doesn't watch wrestling as much as any of us, and she's seeing it with fresh eyes, she says, you know, it wasn't like when she was talking about the Ring of Honor match, she like the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, she was saying, yeah, there wasn't a lot of like dead matches there, like everybody had something to do. There was always a fresh feud. She's like, yeah, when we went to and she said this, and it was beautiful. She said, when we went to the live event, she said it was bloated. There was like way too many people that were like that had matches that didn't deserve the matches, or you know, it just seemed like she said this. She's like, yeah, it just seemed like they were trying to fill the card.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, it goes without saying that people that don't watch wrestling like a lot because they have fresher eyes. It's like the analogy of when you're deep into writing a paper and you have fresh eyes looking from the outside, and they're looking and they could fucking pick up on all the little errors and miscues and whatnot and typos. It's the same way as like a wrestling fan comes in, they're watching the shit, they're like kind of whatever to it, and then the people that don't watch it, they're just like picking up on shit right away. And she's absolutely right, because just the idea of, hey, let's just have a bunch of people on a show. It's different when you load a show up and time everything precisely to where everything flows together, as opposed to, yeah, we got a whole load of nothing and let's try to make it into something, and you know, like let's just give people something to have something to do. Kind of like the Bludgeon Brothers Breezango match.
Oh,
where it was just two minutes of nothing.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's a paycheck for them. I mean, I understand
Sure.
that, you know, they gotta live, they gotta make some money.
I'm not saying
really
get these guys off the
match?
card. I'm not saying get these guys. I'm just saying. Listen. Every time I complain about like too many people or too many this, too many that, it's a complaint on the staff, on the writers that are not doing their job to make people want to invest emotionally and mentally. You're paying hundreds of dollars for things that just don't come off as genuine. It's kind of like what I was talking about with like the War Machine match, and I know it's ironic. It's kind of like the War Machine match with the Addiction, where it's like they had a creative, well thought out feud that was realistic, that they had it involve the mention of the Athletics State Commission in New York. And as opposed to, well, it's just, it's this tag team that are cops, and, like, they're, you know, they want to, like, go against these two guys with hammers because these other guys in makeup told them to fight them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
genius writing. Genius writing. Genius writing. Do you notice, like, considering all the characters won in like, they're starting to win in Ring of Honor, do you think they what was that writer that they fired from WWE?
Which one? Jimmy Jacobs?
Yeah, do you think Jimmy Jacobs is now with Ring of Honor?
He's in Impact.
He's in Impact? Really? Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It sucks. Yeah.
That's a fate worse than death.
Yeah, you done goof there, Bobby.
Oh.
But yeah. Charlotte Flair versus Natalya for the Women's Championship in a clusterfuck on a fucking lumberjill match.
Why is there only one face in the lumberjack match? Where the hell was the other?
Becky's doing a movie.
The other women.
Becky's doing a movie, and that's it. There is no other woman.
Really?
There's your SmackDown Women's roster.
They're all heels. They're all fucking heels. Are you kidding?
Yep. They're all heels. All of them. Every last one of them. The only one that's not is the one that claims that she is the greatest thing on the God's greatest fucking earth, is Nikki Bella. She's a beloved babyface for whatever reason, but she wasn't there. But other than that, yeah, all heels. All heels. And it just leaves Naomi, like, looking at like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, they could literally put her on the other side, and then it's like, okay, so you have, what, 3 women that are faces, and the majority are heels? Isn't it supposed to be, you know, equal distribution of, like, bad versus good? So now, what do you do if... Oh, God, they fucked up so bad.
This was a derp fest. This match...
They fucked up so bad.
This match is an absolute clusterfuck. I can't bring myself...
Then why the fuck didn't they bring Asuka to SmackDown?
We need her on Raw, goddammit.
Why? You have so many face women on Raw. Why? Why the fuck would you do that?
You know what's
that
funny?
Makes no sense.
I don't want to jump the gun here, but because I wanted to save to talk about it for a KTR episode, but whatever. So they do the announcement last night on Raw for the Women's Rumble, and yeah, I'm looking at all these girls that are in the ring, and they have all of them. They have the Absolution, which is Paige's group, and they have Alicia, and they have Alexa Bliss, and they're all kind of standing somewhat close to each other, and Stephanie McMahon's in the middle announcing the match, and then it's like you have the other women on the other side of the ring, and they're like, and it's like Bayley, Sasha, Dana Brooke, Asuka, Mickey, and Nia, and Nia's actually standing near the face side, so I guess she's somewhat of a fucking face somehow, and it's like, how do you have 5 heels and like 7 faces? And then on SmackDown, when Becky's there back, you have 3 baby faces and like whatever the fuck amount of heels.
Let's count the heels.
All right, you got
1, 2, it's like the fucking count, do we have to like send? Do we have to send like a fucking DVD of Sesame Street to like Vince and go, hey, this is how many heels you're supposed to have?
Let's
And
see.
this is how many heels you actually have. Do you understand like the value of, you know, like, do you need to count with your fingers?
Well, let's think here. We got fucking Beak Nose McDyke Tits. You got fucking you got the Carmella 2.0. You got Raymond Rose's wife there. You got
Oh, who's Dyke Mc?
Beak Nose McDyke Tits. That's fucking Ruby Riott there.
Oh,
The one with the witch nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got her. Yeah, you got her. You got the Carmella ripoff. You got you got Ruby Riott. No, Sarah Logan.
That's not a Carmella ripoff. That's a Alexa Bliss ripoff.
Well, she's doing the Jersey thing though.
She looked. The hairstyle looks like she's doing.
I know. Yeah, she's the love child of Carmella and Alexa Bliss.
Ugh.
Yeah. In my great reaction. Yeah. Yeah, and then you have Sarah Logan. I keep forgetting her fucking name here. You have her with her fake Bubby accent. And then you got Tamina, who does an absent of good nothing. You have the crazy fucking hot chick there, Lana. You have Carmella. Then you have, which is 6 right there. They have Natty, which cut a terrible promo. That's 7, yeah.
Wasn't there one more?
Hey, Natty, hold up. Natty, 3. Is there one more? No, that's it.
Did you mention Carmella?
Yeah, I mentioned Carmella. Yeah,
I felt like there was one more. I thought it was 8.
No, there's the 3 Riot Girls. There's the Welcoming Committee, which had like 4 of them on it. And then and then it's just Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky.
And Becky.
Yeah, so like 10 girls.
That's stupid.
Yep. Well, that's WWE for you. And yes, this match was just not good. It's something didn't click here. I hate to say it. I love Natty. I always have, but she's got to go. I think her time is done. There's she is like, there's just nothing there for her anymore.
Yeah, it just seemed like she was going through the motions in the match.
Yeah, I think she's done. I honestly, I mean, have some kids with your gay husband.
Her gay husband.
Dude, Tyson Kidd really does look like he is freaked out of vagina.
Oh God, that's horrible.
He's a Canadian Chris Lee.
Oh. I mean, maybe something like got. Maybe when Samoa Joe hit him with the fucking muscle buster and like scrambled his brains. You know, like his neck got scrambled and so did his brains.
Yeah, to the point where he's just like, ew, Natty, ooh, Cesaro, hi.
Hi.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'd probably, if I was married to Natty, I'd probably be like, do I really want to be married to the crazy cat lady?
I would kind of, I would kind of be like, let's start thinking about having children, because I really would rather children around the house than like a dozen cats.
I love the fact that they're making fun of her about the fucking cats too. Like,
and the fact she she does embrace it.
It's so creepy though. It's like, why that many cats? I have cats, and I wouldn't want that many fucking cats. They get hair everywhere. And they fucking stink after a while, and you have to fucking like constantly change your litter box. Why the fuck would you want more than like one?
I'd say 2 is okay.
I guess I don't. I have multiple cats. I don't like having multiple cats. They're fucking like annoying. They like freak out at the middle of the night. They'll fucking jump over you. They'll bite the shit out of stuff. They're a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I never owned a cat, so I can't really say. I've always had dogs all my life.
Yeah.
But even then, I think more. I don't know. I just think more than 2 pets is enough. Like more than way too much. 2 pets is fine. Like 2 dogs is okay. If you're a cat person, 2 cats are okay. I would like to eventually have a cat, like or even just a cat and a dog. But you know, it is what it is. That's her life. Whatever the fuck. Yep. Moving on here, cause we're already running well over 2 hours on this show. So we got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Orton and Nakamura in what another clusterfuck.
Why do they need to have both Shane and why the entire match? Why the entire match? I understand like the whole thing was like for them to like bicker and get in each other's face. Couldn't it have been like Shane's doing it and then he does the thing with like he stops counting and then Daniel gets into the ring and he's like you're like you're biased, you got to get out, and they get into the middle of it and then that's when Daniel does the thing. Did they need to announce this? I think it would have gotten a bigger crowd reaction if they had just had announce Shane, and then have Kevin and Sammy like basically trying to like their best to like survive, and then that's when Daniel Bryan comes in and makes the save.
They could have done like a rough bump, and then Bryan comes in and counts it, and then Shane's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that could have worked. I don't like it was.
Yeah, that would have been better than this.
It was like the guys are trying to work, and then like the majority of the whole thing is just them bickering at each other. It's like we don't care if you're bickering. Daniel Bryan can't even take a fucking bump. What is the point? Are you gonna push him? Are you gonna like punch him in the face or something? Like you can't. You know we all know you're not gonna do it. So stop fucking making this stupid bullshit drama. You know.
Right. You know how for the past year or so we always had our I don't give a fuck match for every pay-per-view. Yeah. I will now, coming up on 2018, I will now debut this match that we just talked about was the official debut on AM Thunder, the official Kevin Dunn, what the hell was that match?
Kevin Dunn, what the hell was that?
Yeah. That match was a clusterfuck. I have no idea what the hell they were trying to do.
I did the last, I'd say the last 20 seconds I liked to the match.
Oh no, I love the fast count. The fast count and the no count were probably the best parts of the match.
Shane's
Everything
no counting
else is just a blur of
why
are they doing this?
Because you know why I like Shane's no count? I liked it for the wrong reason. I liked it for the throwback to when Steve Austin was pinning Mankind and Shane's just like 1, 2 and flips him off. It just brought me back to that. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, all right. It makes me think of like the old days when like Shane fucking was just a dick on camera, and But I will say, who's the face and who's the heel? Because the people were pissed when he did that.
That's another thing. It's like who's supposed to be the face and who's supposed to be the heel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like Daniel Bryan's the one that's like, oh well, it shouldn't be fair, and you kind of fucked him out of it. So the fast count's justified then.
Yep.
Like he would have won if you had done a normal count. Like then, if he had stopped and then like suddenly he kicked out, so then it would have been like kind of uh been like okay, he would have kicked out of it anyway. Maybe it would have been like okay, so you know, then we don't really know who would have won that. So him doing the fast count would have been like, oh yeah, well he's being a dick. Because are you trying to get, like, are you trying to make them get, and like, what's up with the yep thing?
I like it.
It's like, come on, dude.
I like it.
How many versions of the yes chant can we get?
I like it. Well, you know why I like it is because it's a direct. It's literally a direct like inclusion of Daniel Bryan into that story with them, because the reason how it started not intentionally. It started one of those organic things that wasn't meant to get over. It was like most of the shit that does now in WWE, and it basically was like, okay, they're just standing there cutting a promo. Kevin's like going off like a kind of like a list or whatever of like shit that happened to them, how Shane screwed over them, and then Sammy just kept going, yup, like sarcastic just to be an asshole. And then the crowd caught on to it, and then they just came out one day with parody shirts that said yup.
I guess it's just another yes chant to me though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean it is.
I overall it was a so-so match. I think they could have done better. Going into the main event.
Oh boy! Talking about the match that I was legitimately thinking, okay, what?
It literally was one of those. If he loses, we riot kind of situations.
Yup. I'm not doing it because of them. I'm saying it because yeah.
All right, we get it, you Mark.
All right, but anyway, yes, I was really worried they were somehow going to put Jinder over. I'm glad that I will say he was doing matches because everyone knows how I feel about Jinder Mahal, and I will say I'll come out here and give the guy some credit. He wasn't totally dead in the ring. He showed some emotion. He showed some new moves in the ring. Like, I liked his gorilla press into the gutbuster. They gave him the shell shock too. Like, these are moves he should have been doing though for the past 6 months. Not a stupid finish I could be watching on fucking Sunday Night Heat from like fucking 2003.
I kind of feel bad for the guy, weird, but it's so blatantly obvious that he was taking steroids, though, especially with his fucking like chest acne.
You know what's great? You know what is really great though? I kind of felt
dude, I'd be grossed out if I was AJ and had to wrestle the fucking like greased up monkey with the chest acne. I would feel like his zits are gonna pop on me or something.
Well, that's why AJ Styles was probably happy. Like, thank God I wear gloves.
Oh god, could you imagine that? Like, fucking AJ Styles is a dermatologist and he has to fucking operate on Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want that to get on my skin. I'm gonna wear my gloves.
You know what though? This meme was pretty funny though. I don't know if I feel bad for the guy personally. Yeah, I kinda. saw a meme where it was like a close up. It was gross. It was like a close up on his back knee, and it just said the only pops Jinder Mahal gets.
Holy fuck! Oh my god, that's horrible. Ew.
Yeah,
God,
it's disgusting, but I mean, it is funny. Yeah, because I was told that like AJ had like a pretty solid, not the reaction that you would have hoped, but he had like a mild reaction. Even on television, you hear he had a mild reaction.
Yeah.
Jinder came out to nothing at all, like absolutely nothing. And it's like, okay, this is what we expected.
They killed the guy. They basically they did nothing for him. They did nothing for him. Anything to build the guy up. And I think probably the best thing that happened to Rusev was not getting that belt, because they probably would have destroyed his character too. They gave him a shitty America gimmick. I know they gave him a shitty "I hate America" gimmick. They have him saying a Maharaja shtick that, to this day, I understand he's supposed to be going over with India, but he didn't get over with India. He had barely any reaction when he was over there, and he lost to fucking Triple H. The guy is legitimately dead in the water. The guy was a jobber. You could have brought him back. Could have gave him a different name. Could have done a lot of shit that's just basic common knowledge to get the guy over. And now we got another. He's basically, and I'm gonna say this. He's the Indian version of Alberto Del Rio. He has the belt. He's on the books as champion, but when 10, 15 years from now, when people go, oh, who was champion during that time? Oh, who the fuck was Jinder Mahal? That's the same exact reaction people are going to have when they go, oh, who the fuck was Alberto Del Rio?
Yeah, he's the Indian Del Rio.
Like, he's not, like, people for all the shit with Bray Wyatt, people at least remember the guy. People at least remember his fucking promos and the shit he did. People remember Dolph Ziggler. People remember fucking a lot of these, former champ. People are probably not gonna remember fucking what's his face. What was that? We the People. What the fuck was his name?
Jack Swagger.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's a generic fucking bullshit name. Yeah, people are not gonna remember him.
Like, you already forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot his fucking name. Yeah, people are not gonna remember a lot of these guys. Like, why throw the belt on guys that, one, haven't worked to get it?
Yeah.
It's just like you've done good work with other wrestlers, like guys in the company that weren't professional wrestlers but busted their ass to get in the top of the line, top of the list. Braun Strowman.
Yup.
Guy worked his ass off. He wasn't a wrestler, became a wrestler. He's a legitimate wrestler now. He's a good worker. He's a guy that gets good matches out of fucking Big Show, and that says a lot. Like, and now you got guys that are legitimately wrestlers and have been for a while, and you didn't do anything with them. You gave him a shitty finisher. You gave him Ted DiBiase Jr.'s finisher, which was the kiss of death from the fucking get-go. And you're telling me we're supposed to take this guy seriously? You're giving him the same name. You didn't take him off TV. You just bumped him up a little bit with steroids. And he's just a bigger. He's a big giant pimple. He's a big giant pimple. That's all he is. He's got pimples all over himself. He's a pimple. You don't squash him, you pop him.
He's Pimple Man.
He's Pimple Man. You just slather some fucking like clear soul on him. He's done. I'm surprised. They haven't had Adam Levine come in and like fucking use one of his like stupid products. Go. Oh, you know what? The best thing to get rid of the Maharaja is get a little clear cell. You fucking slather it right on that motherfucker. And then you see him start to melt back down to like his 3-man band weight. He's like, I'm melting.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, well, back to the finish though. I enjoyed the what the fuck was it? The calf crusher. That's what he calls it. Yeah. I like that going in, and then he like rolls him in, being the big dude that he is, and he rolls him like into the middle of the ring. I understand that.
Gotta give him credit for making the transition look so good.
Yeah, well, that's just how fucking professional the guy is. I understand though, like the reason why they're not putting him, like they gave him that finish and all that is because they probably were afraid. Two of the reasons. Well, one of the two is either they were afraid to have him do the Styles Clash to hurt Mahal, or they probably didn't trust Mahal to take the move himself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was actually pretty interesting that he was teasing doing the Styles Clash. That was what was the setup for the calf crusher. So he fucking like zipped right through his legs, and then he put a calf crusher on him. So I thought that was pretty good. As far as like pay-per-views go, that was a good finish. I think the submission is a good way of like ending a pay-per-view, and you don't really see it too often anymore. As far as like a big main event pay-per-view kind of thing going on, usually it's like, you don't see submission. It's always like a fucking just straight move finish with the pin, and that's it. Like we don't see submissions like we used to, and that's a problem because every time we see a submission, we automatically think, oh yeah, he's gonna break he's gonna break it, he's gonna go for the ropes, and there she goes. But I thought the finish was good. I thought the match overall was good. Not because of gender. AJ kind of doing his broom handling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's why another reason why AJ's happy to wear gloves, so he doesn't get his hands too dirty from touching that broom. That broom's been all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but anyway, what would you rate Clash of Champions?
I'd go with a B, like a solid B.
You're more generous than me, dude. I'd probably give it like a fucking. I'd give it like a fucking C. It wasn't terrible.
I give it a B because it didn't offend me. I thought the finishes were good.
I'm not going by offending.
Finishes, because it was weird because there was like a lot of the bullshit. Some of the bullshit was really bad, but then there was enough good to it that made it not so bad. Like, the Bludgeon Brothers was probably the low point in the entire fucking pay-per-view. The clusterfuck with the whole 2 referee thing was bad. What saved that match was the finish to it.
Yes, but it's still the point of the pay-per-view is mediocre. It's still fucking mediocre. No way.
Yeah, for the most part, it still was. I think. I don't know. I got something out of it. Like I liked the tag team match. I like the.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, but nowadays, dude, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. To me, you gotta give me more than 2 matches. on a card. I'm sorry. For me to sit there and go, yeah, it's kind of like if you're watching like a 2-hour movie or whatever, or 3-hour movie, and it's like, oh well, this piece was cool, this part was cool, oh this moment was awesome, and it's like most of the movie was kind of meh. It's like, are you gonna rate the whole movie as good, or are you gonna say it was a okay movie with good moments? And to me, this was a okay pay-per-view with good moments. It wasn't a good pay-per-view.
All right, yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
just my
being
opinion.
more. I don't know. I thought it was a kind of
Yeah.
because I think it's like it wasn't outstanding.
It
I didn't
could have
think it was
been worse.
great.
I know you're trying to say it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. So that's why I'm reading it a little. I don't know. I feel like I'm being the one that went to the Ring of Honor show. I would have hated this. I would have been like completely out of it. But it didn't offend me to any great extent. I thought the majority of the matches were fine.
Yeah.
Well, I just go with I'm just going with a solid B. It's like nothing to write home about, but it did its job. It was entertaining for the most part.
Yeah. But anyway, with that, I'm just gonna mention some little news tidbits here because I'm gonna be honest with everybody on YouTube, Pat. Probably, most likely, may not be able to be on tomorrow, so maybe we could do a little small end of the year thing sometime next week. You know, like go over the year and some moments and shit, but. You know, as far as an actual show, this is probably going to be it for 2017 for a full show of new shit. But some of the little news things I want to just mention quickly. You know, I mentioned a little bit the Women's Royal Rumble's coming up. They announced that last night. Hideo Itami got called up. He was on Raw last night. He'll be on 205 tonight. Also, Rockstar Spud was spotted just literally now, outside of Newark. So, you know, just a little side notes there.
Do you think they're gonna get Rockstar Spud? Or...
Yeah, oh yeah. I think he might show up tonight.
Do you think they're going to put him in 205?
Yes. Oh, yes. There was a rumors for a while. Tonight, don't be surprised if Rockstar Spud and Hideo are on 205.
Okay.
Because, you know what it is? They gotta like, really up the ante with that show and add more people. Because not only is it, like, the same, like, 8 people every week, it's pretty much... They're doing house shows, and they gotta, like, really up the ante. Like, you gotta get people in the doors. You can't just settle for, oh, we're just gonna do 200, 300, 400 people. No, you gotta try to pack it a little bit, and get some names in there that people know. People know who Hideo is from NXT. People know who Rockstar Spud is from Impact, so why not? Maybe you could find someone else, I don't know, from now till January, but, you know... I'm happy because I think Rockstar Spud is a good character. I think he could add something. I think he could add something with Enzo actually.
Oh, being like a kind of like a minion to Enzo.
Yeah, I think he could do really well. He does that minion character pretty good.
Well, the only time it really didn't work was when he was paired with
Aaron Rex.
Oh, Aaron Rex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Sandow. Where the fuck is he now?
Probably far away from that Aaron Rex character. Probably
not even. I heard he's fucking retired, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be.
That's sad. He was talented, man.
Talk about talent gone to waste. But that'll do it for this. Really, probably the longest Damn Thunder we've ever done. But a good one. So, from all of us, on behalf of KTR And also on behalf of J.R. Earls, we'd like to wish you all a happy holidays, happy and healthy holidays, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, etc. and etc. Also,
I don't wish them shit. Fuck these people.
Also, I'm sure you noticed by now, well, not by now, but in the next couple weeks or so, we got a lot of new changes coming to the YouTube page, changes to the website, dmwcreations.com/KTR. We got a new logo, on the iTunes page as well as Stitcher. For some reason on my computer, iTunes, it's not updating the logo. It's the same logo since 2015. I gotta try to see what's up with that, but on the phones, it's definitely changing. So, but yeah, check out the new shit. There's gonna be more content to come. Our good friend of the show, Chad Flatt of the Pro Wrestling Weekly at thefanspodcast.com. Also, Voc Nation Retro with the Stro. With our good buddy there, Rob Kellum, Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Or 9 p.m., I'm sorry. 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. 9:30 p.m. is Wrestling Soup.
What are you trying to do, Bubby? You trying to get people to watch the half an hour in?
Yeah, I know. But, whatevs.
Don't make us get Stro to stretch you.
Maybe he'll talk about Van Hammer for a half an hour. Who knows? So anyway, you got Wrestling Soup, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mixlr every Thursday night. iTunes and Stitcher on the download for them, as well as iTunes and Stitcher for us. Go to emwcreations.com/KTR for archives if you want to listen on the computer, or if you're on the go, like I said, iTunes and Stitcher. Facebook.com/Kayfabe Talk Radio. You can find this all on there. I'm on Twitter at EricTheRed211. Mr_Bonesaw for all your gripes and complaints on the show. And at J.R. Earls Art for any artwork you want for you, yourself, your family, your dog, your cat, your kids, your stuffed cat, Daryl, your, whatever the fuck. It's yours! And, on that note, till next time, everybody, stay tuned to the Facebook page. We will keep you updated on next time we will go live. Stay tuned to emwcreations.com, where we will keep you updates on where we go live. And with that said, till next time, keep it kayfabe.
Bitch.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of what you just heard, please hit that subscribe button. And also, look down below. Look at all the links. That's where you can find us. emwcreations.com/KTR. Also, Facebook.com/Kayfabe Talk Radio, where you can interact with us. Our Twitter links are also on there too. And if you want to search for us and listen to us on the go, iTunes and Stitcher. We are on there. So look on your Apple phone or Google Android phone. Till next time, guys, keep it kayfabe.